Hi Sandra and welcome to Create in Spain. Today I wanted to make a little video on how I would like to show you using Procreate for calligraphy. Now I'm not seriously into calligraphy, but I do use it in card making. And what I tend to do is I tend to either make stamps from calligraphy that I've done, or I cut it out and use it on the fronts of cards and things. So what I've got here on the left hand side, I have a untitled artwork which is actually made in Shortcuts a lot, and all I did was design an A4 page with a lot of regular lines across it, so basically like a piece of paper which is just lined. And so I'm going to open this up. What I did was I created it and I saved it as a JPEG at 300 dpi. So opening this up. Now the whole purpose of this is because when you're writing on the iPad or a tablet of any description, it's really difficult to do it if you don't have any lines. Your letters get all sorts of sizes to them, and you find, if you're anything like me, you start off fairly large and they gradually get smaller as you get towards the end of the word, which, okay, might be an effect you want, but it probably isn't. And so having guidelines is a really useful thing. Now, if I tap on the layers symbol on the top right, here we go, you can see I've got a background layer, which is just the white layer, and I have the layer which has got the lines on it. I want to add an extra layer to that. Okay, and this is the layer that I'm going to be working on. So I'm just going to do, I don't know what I'm going to do. Just going to do a fancy bit of writing. And it's not necessarily going to be wonderful, but hopefully it won't be too bad. Yeah, here we go. But what I'm doing is I'm actually using the guidelines to help me with the letters and the sizing and the placement and so on. You could actually make a grid if you would find that more helpful. Okay. So if you don't like the way that something looks, you can actually select it. Go to this button up here now. So, for example, if I decided I didn't want this letter where it is, okay, and then you go to the select and it puts a box around it, and I can then move it up and down or wherever it is I want to. I can rotate it, resize it, do whatever I want to do with it. Okay. The other thing that is worth noting, just click that off, is that when you do a selection with this program, you don't have to keep your pencil on the surface all the time. I can, for example, start drawing, take my pen off completely, and then just pick up where I left off, like so. And I can also just tap and it will do a straight line to the next point, like so. Now this is completely and utterly different to anything that has been my experience with other apps. And indeed, even on the laptop or the desktop, you've had to keep the mouse clicked and do it in one sweep or you've lost it. This you don't have to. You can even rotate the iPad or whatever and turn things around so it's an easier drawing angle for you and all sorts. Okay, so I'm just going to unselect that now. Now, once I've actually got this done, I haven't put my little crossbar in on my F. Okay, once you've got this done, what you do is you go back to the layers and you tap on the layer with the lines and you get rid of the lines. And then you can export it to wherever it is you want to put it by tapping on this. Here you have a share, and what you do is you share it via PNG, which allows you to have a transparent background, which is great if you want to make it into a vector, because this is raster imaging. This isn't vector, this is raster. Okay, so basically this is pixels, this isn't dot to dot lines, all right? And you can then share it to your email, to your Dropbox, wherever it is that you want to share it to, and use it in another application, wherever it is you want that application to be. And you can use it and do lots of different things with it. Obviously, if you're into calligraphy for the sake of calligraphy only, you don't have to do all that. You can, copy and paste it into other documents, print it, do whatever you want to do with it. But from my point of view, it's very useful to be able to do this on an iPad with my iPad, which is the 9.7-inch version, and my Apple Pencil. I love both of them, and I love Procreate too. I've only just got my hands on it, but it's great. It's worth noting at the moment, Procreate does not have a line smoothing function. However, they are putting it into the next release, which is due shortly. If you get the app before it has it, the update will be free anyway, so there's no point in worrying about it. But that will be really, really, really useful for those of us who want to do calligraphy, because obviously when you're doing things slowly, as you tend to in calligraphy, there is a high chance you will wobble a bit, and that can be undesirable. So that is coming in another release. I still love to use Concepts. The two apps almost complement each other because Concepts is a vector and this one is raster. I can do things in this that I can't do in Concepts, and I can do things in Concepts that I wouldn't probably do in this. And so I think between the two of those, I'm pretty much sorted. I really don't need anything else for the iPad in that regard. And obviously I use shortcuts a lot for my plotter, which is the Silver Bullet. Regards other apps for the iPad, yes, I've got other apps that are for play use, things like colouring books and things like that. But for actual drawing, I think if you've got Concepts and you've got Procreate, then you're pretty much covered. And neither of them are very expensive. I can't remember what Concepts was, but Procreate's £4.99, UK pounds that is. And for what you get, that is really, really good value. I'm not sponsored by anybody, so you have my honest opinion. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Take care now. Bye bye.